Hey there folks, Meteorologist Hunter McCullough here for Northern News Now with another episode of Beyond the Forecast on our streaming platform here, Northern News Now Plus. Today's episode, it's been pretty commonplace over the past couple of days what's been happening with our weather, and I'm going to be diving more into exactly what I'm talking about coming up in this video. I hope you enjoy it. Hey there folks, Meteorologist Hunter McCullough here for Northern News Now. A lot of talk over the past couple of days with fog during the winter, above freezing during the day, below freezing at night. You can see from my vantage point right now, still foggy down here in Canal Park. But what this can cause is some ice accumulation on the trees, on the shrubbery, and cause it to look really picturesque and beautiful out there. And there's a couple different items that this can be. And I want to share the difference between the two and what causes those two items here when it comes to rime ice versus hoar frost. And they look very similar. They can look a little bit different, but most of the time they look almost identical, especially from far away. But this is what we typically see here is the rime ice, rhyming, as some might call it, R-I-M-I-N-G. And so I just want to go over the difference here between the two and what you might be seeing as you're heading out the door. So rime ice, more often than not, when you're looking at the trees and it's white outside, white along the trees, the ice is there, you are more likely seeing rime ice than hoarfrost. It is more common than hoarfrost, and that's because it's easier to form. The process is freezing water droplets, actual water droplets from fog or low-level clouds, freezing on surfaces. It's usually a result of freezing fog. We usually see, again, the fog forming during the day, it's above freezing, then it goes to below freezing, and those fog droplets that are in the air, water droplets, freeze on that and form sometimes needle-like structures. It doesn't have to be needle-like, though, like this. It can just be frozen, just accumulation on branches. But a lot of times it can look very needle-like if you look very closely at the details. Comparing that with hoarfrost, like I mentioned, more rare than rhyming here, but it can look very similar to rime frost. And this is created by a process known as deposition. And it's a unique process where you've got your four phases technically, of matter. You've got your liquid, you've got your solid, and you've got your gas. Well, where rhyming is going right from a liquid to a solid, which is typically how it works, this deposition process is going from a gas, skipping over the liquid phase and going directly to solid. So from a gas to a solid. So what this is water vapor, which is a gas in our atmosphere, water vapor, immediately condensing and becoming frozen liquid. It is not, like I said, it skips the liquid stage and it freezes immediately from gas to ice. That is known as deposition. The opposite way is called sublimation, when it goes from ice, skipping the liquid phase, and just evaporating and becoming a liquid gas, water vapor, if you will. And so that process is known as deposition. It's harder to achieve, much more delicate as well than rime frost. Rime frost is very durable. It takes usually just the sun coming out to melt it away. Hoarfrost, on the other hand, if it's windy at all, if there's any movement of the tree, the hoarfrost will likely fall off. It doesn't hold on to the tree as well as the actual water freezing onto the tree. So it's definitely more delicate. So just a little Venn diagram for you when it comes to rime frost versus hoarfrost here. Forms in cloudy or foggy conditions, this rime frost, again, you're most likely seeing rime frost. It's more durable, it's more common. Water droplets freezing on surfaces usually looks like small needles of ice, but doesn't have to look like that. It can just look like ice in general. Hoarfrost forms on clear, calm nights. Again, those are kind of the two big differences. Forms in cloudy or foggy conditions, forms on clear, calm nights. Less common, fragile, water vapor skipping the liquid form and freezing, deposition is what that's called, and can look more cylindrical. But here's the thing, is it also can look identical. So very hard to tell the difference between the two. Both happen usually during the winter, and both, of course, very beautiful, very picturesque. I love it when we see the ice on the trees. Absolutely beautiful. If they can look identical, how can you know the difference between the two? When you see it form, how do you know the difference? Well, you have to know what the conditions are. You have to know what the weather conditions were that formed this. So if you woke up and it was a clear night, it was calm, we didn't see really any wind, and you see the ice on the trees, well, it probably is hoarfrost. But if you wake up and it was foggy all night, and or low-level clouds perhaps, not clear, we're seeing cloud coverage, it's humid in the air, humid with parentheses, relatively humid, then yes, it's probably rhyming frost. And just a safe rule of thumb, it usually is rhyming frost, rime frost, versus hoarfrost. But again, if you see a clear, calm night, it could be rime frost. And it's hard to tell the difference between the two, but there you go. A little guide if you are trying to determine the difference between the two, and what to look for when you are trying to determine the difference as well. Have a great day.